Belmont is love, but is gunshot too. Big up the talk, them in the villain man that too. Chinatown and the...
It's all about Plugged In. We live inside Induction Empire. Live with us tonight we have Mr. K. Lion.
Don't know the thing.
Bless her. They don't know it's all about love.
Aye.
This whole event, don't forget, is all brought to you by Imperium Entertainment, King Photography Studios. So, as we move on in this show, you know, K. Lion, there's a question I like to ask most artists like yourself, you know, and that is, tell the world, who is K. Lion?
K. Lion is one of the most humble ghetto youths upcoming in music industry. Simple as that.
Alright. So, seeing that, you know, music, especially dancehall, you know, it's getting so rampant in Trinidad. The question I like to ask most artists as well is, when did you really discover that, you know, music was a passion then? Is it that you heard something and you say, I could bring something to the table, or is something you had love from way back when?
Well, if it's a passion, you have to
Mm.
love it for a certain amount of time. So
That's it. So music is a passion
Yeah.
literally for you. Alright, and how do you really go about, like, for example, well, you have a lot of hit songs, you know? Yeah, a lot of hit songs. And how do you really go about writing these songs then?
Well, that's really the reason why I'm doing more dancehall in the first place. The
Okay.
connection to the reality now.
Right.
It's easy for me.
So,
Anything I experience, either doing, seeing, hearing, it just translates simply.
so
in
definitely you use music in the form of an expression
Yeah.
and not really under the form of just lyrics and a beat.
Nah, more than that for me.
Lovely.
Yes,
Lovely. So, you see, this is what I was telling you, you know, sometimes this is the reason why we have this whole thing going by the name of Plugged In. It's to allow Trinidad and Tobago to really hear from these local artists that have so much to say just not being heard. You know, and K. Lion is something I like to ask people, do you work with one producer alone? Or is there like any other producers you work with? Or if there was a chance that you could probably work with a producer, whether it be locally or internationally, who you think you might have done some work with?
Well, so I started off working with Nice Nation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently in induction.
Okay. So
I
you
work
have
with a
worked.
couple of producers, a few, but I'm currently at a stage where I'm working with in Trinidad solely induction
Mhm.
and on an international platform, Hamilton Music, you know.
Alright, okay. So big things going on.
At the moment,
Alright.
so yeah,
Bless God for that, man.
all the time.
So, as we say, you know, in writing music, you know, as you say, is an expression. So, therefore, the inspiration of the type of instrumentals you have, the words that you use, you know, how do you really go about getting that impact then that you're looking for? Is it that somebody builds something and send it to you, or
It could
probably...
go, it could go either way, but the beat is to me name, the beat is, some people will say halfway
Right.
to the people, but it could be a little less to me,
Yeah.
because the lyrics is
Content.
Yeah, the content, the energy you put behind it.
Yep.
Sometimes the message you're sending, or actually what you intend to do with it. Because, like for example, I have a track, you know, this once.
Mm-hmm.
The pills done suck, so we fully done suck. It's something I that I run every way. You know,
Right.
and I wouldn't comment on people who using it or anything, you know.
So,
But let me just say this.
mm-hmm.
I see today to a point where it reach now, they don't need the beat or they don't need the song.
Yeah.
The party done and people just chanting pills and stuff, so over and over and over
Yeah.
and over and over. But is that raw exposure? They know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Right. So, as an artist, you know, coming up, tell me, how did it really have an effect, a change? You know, what was the experience in this change at different worlds then? If you understand what I'm saying, because you know, as you say, you're humble, get to youth, so you therefore you started somewhere.
Yeah.
Nobody really knowing, nobody really thinking, and then you grow. So this whole transition here that took place, you know, how you really dealing with it as an artist then?
I still dealing with it, you know, that kind of way. Still adjusting, because you know, it coming rapid.
Yeah.
You know.
A little faster than
Yeah.
expected.
But that is down to the work I pay same way. So I just trusting within myself, God, and the people around me, which is my team, you know that.
So as an artist you're saying, you know, you will grow, you know, and as you grow, what you really plan then, like we say,
To take over.
build a brand, you know, really push yourself, establish yourself so that you even stay alive 3-4 years down the road, you know.
Nah. Forever.
Thank you, my brother.
name is Lady
I like that. So
My name
an
is
icon in the
Lady
making then.
Correct.
What is your
Hmm.
plan to maintain this iconic feat, you know?
I'll leave it up to the people to try and figure it out as my fans from this one to go years down the line.
Right.
I watch myself as the Trinidad Pharaoh.
Nicely. So filmmaking
Mm.
is something, you know, that is really uprising in Trinidad and Tobago, you know.
Mm.
So do you see yourself probably featuring in a movie or creating your own movie of how K-Lion became K-Lion?
Well, as I say, I plan to take over, so not when I say that is not just the music business but the entertainment business.
Wonderful.
So I always leave room for all of that. You know, that kind of way.
Nicely. So collabs.
Mm.
Right, you know, a lot of people out there, they tend to hear collabs and, you know, they ask themselves a lot of questions, and one of the main questions a lot of them ask is, if you're doing a collab with somebody, you know, how is it, like, financially, the business aspect of it, right?
Mm.
How is it really dealt with then? Like, how is the money portion? Not getting too personal, you know, but just for knowledge sake then, because a lot of youths out here, I'm telling you, pay attention to you all, and they need to know that it's not only about just coming out here and singing that thing and you'll get big as a business. You understand what I'm saying?
You have to
So,
consider yourself as a business same way, and you can't sell yourself short and thing. That is why I believe I'm successful in what I'm doing, because I am a code I sticking with same.
nicely.
Yeah.
Nicely. So,
We'll get to it, there'll be no puppet out there, you know. That kind of we don't sell yourself short, but at the same time you have to know how to work with the people who carry you where you need to be now. But so
exactly.
you have to always really with them and stick with them same way.
Great
All the time,
advice.
yeah. And, you know, that
Great
kind of
advice from a
all the
great
time.
man. So, this is what I really want to know, personally. Why the name K-Lion? You know, because we hear Voice, that's his artist name.
He's so briquet.
It have David Brooks that go by Movado.
Movado.
So, why the name K-Lion?
Alright, so government name Kwinton Thomas.
Alright.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
K-Lion. When I had my RAS, right?
Mm-hmm.
I used to sing and sing all over karaoke, anything at all that with MC and parties. Sometimes I jump out freestyle, and that kind of way. And everybody would just lion, my lion, because you know I was a lion at same way, I was a Leo same way. So I always push that lion at vibe, like. So that lion thing come and stick with me, and then when I decide now to say I'm going professional with this thing, make it my life, you know that way. And people keep asking me, so wow man, you're so big, you know, yesterday. I don't have the lion there, but you know that lion to come on.
Yeah.
But the K, my name is Kwinton with a K now.
Right.
So I put the K in front to always show that I can't forget myself, because that K always before the lion.
You are who you are now.
Because it's a life after fame.
Thank you.
Like, so
Well
that
said,
K is
my
to
brother.
represent.
Well said, well said, well said. You know, and this is why I always say, you know, it's a pleasure to really be a part of something like this now, boy, because real humble souls come from within.
No, don't get me wrong, no. Me ain't trying to trick the people.
No.
I is a hype man when I am in my time, you know, because you know, a lion must roar,
Thank you.
must, you know, that kind of way. But generally, you know, yeah, with the right thing and the
Natural
right
life
thing,
and
you know,
natural
be upon
instinct,
with
man.
that.
You know, if there was a genre that you would have probably gone to first, between, let me just say, soca, reggae, chutney, as we all know different genres, which would have been that genre that you would have gone to say, if I had a touch, I'll touch a soca?
You don't say it. Many reasons I give. And next being, as much as I would say I had to idolize Cartel, Bungie, Garden, man, so nobody can change my mind. Like,
Yeah,
say less.
Yeah. Nah,
And
true
then under the conscious vibes,
true icon.
I like my list long under that because you don't know conscious energy you could draw it from anybody and love it
So if Bungie Garden was supposed to say, if you say 3 days from now, kill a yard, I have a thing here boy, how you on it, you're jumping.
So when you want to drop it.
I like that. And if there's something I like to also do in terms of if there is any way that we can get in touch, like if somebody might want you for a show that they're doing, if it is, how it is they could reach you then?
Well, the Instagram, Facebook, both is Killer Music, in a way. Management, we post 1-868-745-3395, like L manage. I don't know, hit them up, bookings, etc. information. Email therealklion@gmail.com. Right?
And if there was one message, in closing, you would like to leave with the youths or the young upcoming artists who might be unheard yet but trying to come, who might be looking up to you as well. What message you would like to leave with them before we close?
Do as I do in terms of remain humble. Now every time you reach out to some people and all you're gonna get through, you might feel pain, I've been through it and all, but my own was I limit myself because I always more aware than the average. So if I reach out to this person and I realize how I'm doing, I don't reach out under that field, and then I started studying too. We can't keep crying on who fighting with them or who not give with that forward or who not. You want to keep doing your thing. Eventually, they ain't got no choice now, but you know that. So stick with the people to say me, but trust in your way of doing and go hard. You gotta go hard, but way of playing.
That's where you get
You don't know that way. So don't study all the fighting, just do your thing. Let your name keep ringing, your name keep banging. Eventually, that's just all I can say. But that's how it was for me,
So,
and thanks to all the people who actually reach out, who help, the support, all them things big up. Home, my mom, Pops all outside, forward from foreign, New York, Miami.